Hello, I'm Randy here, and we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on Gold Crest Valley. And like I said there last episode, we are going to start harvesting potatoes. Now, I had to fast forward time. I think it was about 4 hours or so. So the potatoes are now ready to harvest. Also, off screen, I went ahead and did the mission for Field 26 here for harvesting potatoes. So I've done quite a bit of potato harvesting here already. We got a little over 100 and, I think it was 110, 120,000 from doing that mission, so that's pretty good. So I'm curious to see here, folks, how much money we make off of harvesting our own potatoes. I'm guessing we probably make more money off the mission than we will our own potatoes. So anyway, let's get started here. Get the potato, the Grimmy Tektron fired up here. And of course the GPS mod. A whopping 3.3 meters. Okay. I think the shop actually only says this is 3 meters, but I'll go with 3.3. Oh, I think the the developers forgot something here. Folks, notice the conveyor belt down here that's not turning. It is up top. I'm guessing this is probably one long conveyor belt that runs top to bottom there. Yep, it doesn't turn on the bottom. Okay. Also, that is an awful lot of potatoes going into the machine there. Seems like back in 15, folks, there used to be a lot more dirt. Kind of a dirt with potato texture. I could be wrong on that, but I thought it was a dirt and potato texture. Maybe that's the sugar beet harvester I'm thinking of, but... kind of cool to watch this machine, that is for sure. And yes, folks, this is probably going to take a while to harvest the entire field here, field 20. No idea how many potatoes we'll get off of it, but should be quite a few. And what we're probably going to do, folks, is just straight up sell the potatoes. I don't plan on, like creating a pile on the ground and doing it that way. Would be kind of fun to do it that way, but at this point, folks, I don't think we really have the equipment. Now, I could lease the equipment, but there goes our money for buying equipment we actually want to get for the farm here. So I think we'll save our money, and we'll probably just straight up sell the potatoes wherever the highest sell point is. And for doing that, folks, we got a new mod. Well, it's not exactly new, but it's been out for the previous versions of Farming Simulator, but it's now out for Farming Simulator 17, and that is Courseplay. Now, this is a developer version of Courseplay, so the final version has not been released yet. So there's probably going to be some bugs and whatnot with it, but we do have Courseplay, and I do want to get a Courseplay course set up here. We'll probably actually do that fairly quickly here because we're almost actually full already. What's this going to hold? Probably 20,000 potatoes, looks like. Yeah, we'll definitely get a Courseplay course here set up for unloading us and selling the potatoes. Don't know where the highest price is yet, but we'll take a look at that when it comes time. Almost need to maybe look at like leasing a second potato harvester here. Except that would cost us like another 50 grand, so I don't think that's probably a good option here. And with us, too, we'll actually be able to see how many potatoes we actually get. I know when you do the missions there, when you do the mission, the potato harvester, by the time you're all said and done, is usually about 90% full. So it doesn't really give you a good estimate of how many potatoes you're actually getting, since it actually slows down the further along the mission you go. For those of you familiar with the missions here in Farming Simulator, you basically don't have to worry about running out or filling up. So whatever you're doing, if you're doing fertilizing, planting, harvesting, you don't have to worry about, like I said, running out or filling up. So anyway, we're going to empty here a moment. Oh, that's cool, folks. They now have, it looks like they have the delay in the filling. I don't know if you folks caught that or not. But the potato harvester didn't start emptying until it actually reached the end of the conveyor belt here. Now, it doesn't look like the animation for ending is quite right. But it looked like starting there. They had it. Nope, we're going to hit the trailer. Nope, we just missed it. Okay. But yeah, it looks like they had the starting pretty nice. I always said that back in Farming Simulator 15 there. It'd be nice if they could actually get that timed right so that your harvester doesn't actually start emptying until it actually reaches the end of the conveyor belt here and actually visually starts emptying. And of course, folks, once we get Courseplay set up, Courseplay should be able to come and unload the potato harvester here. So we'll probably just run the potato harvester here for a bit, and then we'll just, yeah, have Courseplay unload us. And for those of you watching any of the Courseplay in the past in Farming Simulator 15, as far as I know, it's pretty much identical. There's probably, from the sounds of it, folks, some features that maybe don't work 100% quite right yet. They're obviously still working on it. This is a developer version. And as far as the developer version goes, folks, I do have a link in my mod list. So for those who want to check it out, there is a link in the mod list to the Courseplay site where you can download the developer version. Now, when you folks download the developer version, at least from the GitHub Courseplay website, it will download as a, I think it's a Courseplay master zip. You will actually need to extract that and go into the folder where all the files are. I think it's like one or two folders deep, if I recall correctly. But then go to where the Courseplay files are. You'll have to select all the files and add all the files to a zip folder, and then put that into your mod folder. If you just drop the Courseplay master in, it will not work. Your game will not see any mod there. Again, for those who watched my how to install mods video, like I was saying, you need to make sure you open that zip up. Make sure you see the mod XML. And if you don't, then something's wrong. You either need to extract it further, or, yeah, who knows what, folks, but something's wrong. And if you do that with Courseplay, you'll open it up and you notice, yeah, there isn't one there. And if you continue to go, I think it's like I said, folks, you got to go into the next folder. And I'd like to say it's one more folder after that. And then you'll find all the files, and that's where you'll see the XML there. XML will be there. Just select all the files, send them to a zip folder, and then put that zip into your mod folder, into the Farming Simulator 17 mod folder. And for the zip folder, folks, just give it a name like Courseplay or something like that. I think it's like ZZZ Courseplay. Folks may notice a lot of the scripting mods for Farming Simulator, they always have 3 Z's in them. Not entirely sure why they do that. Just so it basically loads last, I guess. Like I said, folks, I don't know if there's really a reason for that or not, but it pretty much just causes it to be loaded last. There are some scripts, by the way, that actually have 3 A's in them. And that's kind of the opposite purpose. Makes them be loaded first. Again, folks, I don't know the reason necessary for that, but there are some mods that apparently need to be loaded first. Okay, and this should pretty much fill up this trailer, I do believe. I'll stop here a moment. And if I turn this back on, better realign the GPS up, because whenever I turn the inspect mod on and off up there, it actually turns the GPS course slightly, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, we are what? 56% full of potatoes. Okay. So almost full, like I said, and once we put this in here, should be actually completely full, I would think. And if folks watch the fill here on the harvester, we're at 16,000. As soon as we go over the trailer, notice how it's not emptying yet. And then as soon as, yeah, now once it reached the end of the conveyor belt there and visually unloaded, it actually started unloading. Now, yeah, unfortunately the end animation isn't quite right yet, but a small thing to complain about there, I guess. Oh, the harvester doesn't like that little bump there, does it? Okay, what I'm going to do, folks, we're going to hire the worker there for the moment. And then we'll take the Fent here. And we'll get a Courseplay course set up here for unloading and selling. So first things first, let's find out where we're going to take the potatoes. So potatoes, 257, 302, 310. Maplefield Mill. That... You know what, folks? I'm not sure if the train hauls potatoes. I would assume it does. Gold Crest Pacific Grain. Otherwise, that's pretty close on the price. That's actually not too far away either. We might just go with that route. That'll probably be the easiest. How much price difference? 302 versus 310. It's going to add up over time, but given the closeness and the easiness of it, folks, I think we'll go with that. In the future, obviously, we'll probably actually get a better setup here, but for what we're doing now, I think this will work just fine. So, let me think how I want to do this here a moment. I think we're in the right spot. Let's start right here. So we're going to open Courseplay. And for those of you who never used Courseplay before, it's right mouse click, right mouse click, or Control Delete. And that's the one I usually like to set it to. I like to set it to left, Control, and Delete. That way you don't accidentally bump the right mouse button and it's opening up all the time. So we are going to set up a combi course. Empty combine and offload. Typically with this course, folks, you would start at the field and go to your unload point. For example, the storage at the main farm. But in this case, I'm just going to straight up sell. Not something typically use this for, but that's what I'm going to use it for. And I already don't like that just because that truck bumped us out of the way. Let's try this again. Basically, folks, when creating Courseplay courses, try to leave yourself as much room as possible when going around any objects, going around curves, stuff like that. Leave Courseplay some room to make some errors. Okay, start again. And we got another truck coming. Hopefully we can sneak in here before that happens. And then we're simply just going to drive up to our sell point here. And looks like we got old Curly there harvesting the potatoes for us. Just noticed the name. Oh, we're catching up with the car in front of us. I think we got to turn off here pretty quick, so we should be okay. Now, the question here, folks, is the tractor and trailer going to be able to keep up with the potato harvest here, you know, with the selling? Somehow, folks, I probably kind of doubt it. In fact, he's actually already almost full. If that's the case, we might look at maybe buying another trailer here. Now, for unloading, you shouldn't have to do anything other than drive across the unload spot here. Oh, that forced the trailer down. If folks noticed that hit the top of the building there. I don't think you need a weight point here, folks. I could be wrong on that. I know there are some new mechanics here with Courseplay, and those tend to relate to how Courseplay unloads. With Farming Simulator 17 here now, obviously you can unload on the ground, and Courseplay does support that feature. And my understanding, you need to use 2 waiting points when you do that. Basically a starting weight point for your pile, and then an ending weight point, so basically where your pile ends. And then Courseplay will just empty in between those waypoints. And like I said, we'll see once if I need a waypoint at the sell point here or not. Back in Farming Simulator 15, you did not. And don't worry, folks, I'm sure Courseplay will tell us if it does need a waypoint here in a moment when we try to drive it. Hopefully it doesn't, otherwise I'll have to go ahead and recreate this course. Not that it's that hard to do, but... And we'll see how this goes. I might end up turning traffic off here, folks, if Courseplay gets stuck with traffic. Hopefully he doesn't, but we'll find out. Okay, we'll just stop. And one thing with these courses, folks, when unloading combines and harvesters like this, you want to make sure you start the course on the field and finish the course on the field. If Courseplay starts and finishes the course on the field, it will be able to automatically detect the harvester. If you start it off the field and finish it off the field, then Courseplay will not be able to detect the harvester, and you'll have to manually set it under the Find Combine tab here. So let's drive course. We should be in the right mode. No combine in reach. That should change in a moment here. Yep, drive behind combine. Ooh, he might not be able to make this turn. Oh, he might be able to make the turn. Actually, let's just save this here a moment as well. We'll just call it course 1 for now. Like I was kind of saying there, folks, I don't think this is any course we'll be keeping here. Once we actually start harvesting crops on it, we will actually want to empty in our silos on the main farm there. And then we'll create actual courses that will actually sell to wherever we want them to sell to. Okay, with that in mind, let's unhire this worker here. Realign the GPS, turn it back on, and we will do the harvesting ourselves here. Interesting stop there. I wonder if that's where he's actually going to stop. Typically when being on crops like that, Courseplay usually just waits for the combine to get out of the way and then it moves. Nope, looks like that is where he's going to stop. Okay, that's kind of weird. The only issue with that, folks, is when we turn around to go around to the next round, he might be in the way. And so like I was saying there, Courseplay typically will wait for you to get out of the way, and then it'll drive over to a free spot here. Not sure why it didn't in this case. And you can see this is version 5.00014, the developer version of Courseplay. So like I was saying, folks, this has not been fully released yet. They are still working on it. And I'm sure there's probably going to be some bugs in it. So just be aware of that. One nice thing with this potato harvester, does pretty much turn on a dime. Not quite tight enough, unfortunately, to usually make it, but it's pretty close. And once we reach a certain percentage here, I don't know what it's set to for unloading, but once we reach a certain fill percentage here, Courseplay should automatically come and unload us again. I'm guessing, folks, it's probably 50%. That's usually what the default is. I don't know if I can see this. No, I can't see this from the harvester here. I think it's actually usually under, I believe it's this little levels tab here. And as far as I know, a lot of the same features work here in Courseplay. You got your transport course, your combine unload course, your overload course. Oh, there he's coming to unload us. So yeah, like I was saying there, 50% looks like that's the unload spot. This is the fertilize manure course. Just a transfer course. Basically drive from point A to point B. You got your fieldwork course. Combine self-unloading. Always wanted to try this, folks. Never have tried this mode yet, I don't think. Really need to do that sometime. And this is a manure transporter. Probably works for fertilizer too, I'm assuming. Transport course. And then shovel mode. Basically for unloading silage bunkers. And supposedly they have reworked that, so it does work here in Farming Simulator 17. Obviously the mechanics are slightly different, but supposedly it does work. Oh, and he's full again, so that means he should go ahead and sell that load. The question is, will he be back in time? If he's not, like I was saying there, folks, we can just get another trailer, load up the same Courseplay course, and tell him to drive the course. And then we'll just simply have two tractors driving the same Courseplay course, unloading the potato harvester here. Should work pretty smoothly here. Pretty cool sky there with the potato harvester. By the way, when you hold right Alt, it's looking out the belt there for unloading. So that's what that screen is. That's part of drive control mod. And by the way, folks, when you first set up Courseplay, you're going to get two questions when you first start your Courseplay and map. It's going to ask you, do you want to automatically scan the fields? In my case, I said yes. And do you want your Courseplay workers to earn wages, basically like a normal hired worker would? And I said yes to that as well. So Courseplay is just not like free help here. You can have it as free help if you want, and just click no there when it asks you. But in my case, I do have it set so it does earn money just like a hired worker would. And then for automatically scanning the fields, folks, basically what Courseplay is doing there is it is scanning the field boundary of all the fields. That's mainly for the field work there if you're ever doing field work. So field work would be like cultivating, plowing, something like that. And then Courseplay knows the boundaries for all the fields. Now you can click no there as well, not that big a deal. Just means you'll have to manually do it if you ever want to use that that mode. Okay, looks like he's headed back. He actually might make it back in time. That's good. Then we don't have to get another trailer. And I wasn't paying attention to the money, but looks like we got another, what, 8,000 to 9,000 from that load. And obviously with the potatoes here, we should get quite a few. So we'll have quite a few loads of potatoes off this field by the time we're done. Hopefully it'll be more than enough to actually pay for the price of this harvester. Hopefully, anyway. Oh, there he is. Oh, and I don't know if folks noticed that. He did stop for the traffic there. Doesn't look like it caused any issues. I was afraid it might, but doesn't look like it did this time. If it does, I'll probably just temporarily turn the traffic off. And he should come unload us right away. Means how we're over 50%. Once we get further down the field, this actually might get to be a problem for him. Probably won't be able to keep up then. But like I said in the past, folks, this is one of my favorite uses for Courseplay. I get to run the harvester, and Courseplay gets to do the unloading work. And we'll just wait at the end here. Not entirely sure what he's going to do, but it's probably not going to be good. Yeah, he's probably going to stop on the road there, folks. That's probably not going to be good. And the issue is with this, once he's on the road like that, folks, he's off the field. And once Courseplay is off the field, it basically uses the field boundaries, and the combine and the tractor need to be within those field boundaries, and then it can automatically detect the combine. So at this point, the tractor's outside of that, so it can no longer detect, in this case, the potato harvester here. And yes, we are creating a traffic jam over there. Let's hire you a moment and see if we can sort that out. So basically all we gotta do is just stop him and drive him back on the field. Looks like something they, like I was saying, developer version here, so it looks like they need to fix that issue. Okay, just put him back on the field, and he should be good to go. And unhire him, and we'll take it back over. And with that, folks, I think we'll wrap up the video here. If you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And like I mentioned earlier, if you do want Courseplay or want to check it out, there is a link in my mod list. And you can find my mod list in the description below. So with that, folks, thanks for watching, and until next time.